Hi, my name is Bev Bauman, Vice President of Education and Staff Development. I've worked with New Horizon Academy for 34 years.
And I'm Kat Butler, HR Director of Talent Management. I've been with New Horizon Academy for almost 15 years.
Today, Kat and I are going to do a presentation, and it's entitled, It Starts With You, Your Role in the Parent Experience.
The parent and children experience in our schools starts with you. From the first phone call to the school tour and the ongoing communication that you have with families each day, you, as a member of our school family, play an essential role in the overall experience that our families have. During this session today, we're going to discuss the importance of each interaction you have with families and help develop the overall customer service we provide each and every day.
Today, we will discuss school tours. School tours include the director, the assistant director, and also the teacher. You all play a huge role in the school tour. Importance of the name. Think about the last time somebody mispronounced your name. How did that make you feel? Think about the last time someone used your name in a conversation. Self-reflection will be important during this time. First day impact. The first day the child has as an experience with New Horizon Academy will play a huge part on the impact of the child and the parent. Parent communication. Parents always want to know, need to know what's happening. So make sure that you have an opportunity to talk to parents in a timely manner of everything that happens with the child today. And the last thing is resources. Kat and I will supply resources for you that you can use tomorrow and for the rest of your time at New Horizon Academy.
School tours. There are many important aspects in ensuring a school tour is successful for both the family, the child, and for you as a school. The first and most important thing you're going to want to do is make a connection. Be warm and welcoming to the family and the child. Help them feel comfortable. Sometimes we as leaders within our schools and as teachers, we may feel a little bit nervous about a tour, but put yourself in the parent's shoes. They're coming into your school. They don't know your school. They're going to meet new people. Maybe they're a first-time parent. Help them feel at ease as they have conversations with you so they're comfortable asking all the questions. Learn about them and their family. Ask personal questions. Make that connection. Get to know them and what they're looking for. And it's incredibly important to be an active listener throughout the conversations. You're going to want to learn about them, and the best way to learn is to hear them, hear their concerns, hear their wants, and be able to help address those throughout the tour.
Your role you play as management in the tour. Make a connection with each and every family that walks into your building. Smile. Make a connection. Greet them with a firm handshake. If you are the director, introduce your assistant director. If you are the assistant director, introduce the director. Find a space in your school that is somewhat private, semi-private, to begin your tour. Make the family feel comfortable. Ask the family questions so that you know what they are interested in. What are the family's needs? What is the child's prior experience? Have they ever been in childcare before? Ask the parents, tell me about Charlie. What do you want to tell me that Charlie has experienced before, or what you want to experience today and learn about today? Ask questions to try to learn what areas are important to them while searching for the program. Is it safety? Is it the education? Is it accreditation? The qualifications of the teaching staff? Whatever it may be. But when you ask those questions, those answers will guide your tour. This is your chance to read the tour. The information you gain from the parents will assist you in the program. And the important thing is ensure that you tour the parent through the entire program. If an infant is being toured, show them the toddler room, show them the preschool room. You want to make sure you highlight all the wonderful things that are happening in your classrooms, not only the one classroom that child is enrolling in.
As a teacher within a program, you play an essential role in the school tour process. Now, it's incredibly important for teachers to be involved, but not all teachers are super comfortable with it. Some of you may naturally feel comfortable engaging, greeting families, and showing them around your classroom. Some of you may be a little bit more shy, a little bit more reserved, and not as comfortable doing it. Either way, your involvement in greeting those parents makes an impact. So here's what I'm going to ask from you, even if it makes you a little bit nervous. When parents come through to tour with the school leadership team, you greet them with a smile. If you're not actively engaged in story time or a messy art project or science project, go shake their hands. Introduce yourselves. If you are busy, make sure to wave. Introduce yourself from across the room. Make that connection. If the child is with the family for the tour, introduce yourself to that child. Get down on their level as you do each and every day. Allow them to get to know you a little bit. If the parent and the management are asking a lot of questions or they're getting into detail on some things, invite the child to come play with you or some of the other kids. Get to know that family. Just like Bev mentioned, as far as school management goes, it's incredibly important to know what is important to the family. If it is safety and supervision, acknowledge what's happening in your classroom to keep the kids safe. If it is curriculum, show off all of the evidence of learning that's happening in your classroom. Get to know them, get to know their child, and make that connection.
So Chad has talked about this, the importance of a name. He talked about it in his speech. I asked you before how you felt when somebody mispronounces your name or how you feel when somebody uses your name in a conversation. I want you to take a few minutes before we watch this video and really self-reflect. What is the importance of a name? How does it make you feel?
Youngju, you are perfect.
Youngju.
But I know it won't always feel like that. Your name will make you feel different. Like they don't want to get to know you. But I promise, there will be those who try.
Hey, Youngju.
The MVP award goes to Yeyoung-jo.
It's actually Youngju.
Youngju.
You remember what Youngju means?
It means strong and resilient. Because I know you will be.
What a beautiful name. Can you teach me how to say it?
As the video said, the importance of a name. The belonging starts with a name. I want you also now to reflect after that video. What did that mean to you? The little girl felt different, and yet her name was meaning of strong and resilience. Don't be afraid to ask a parent if you do not know how to pronounce a child's name. Don't be afraid to ask, and ask them again. It's okay. It's better that we get it right than be embarrassed to ask the second time.
We've talked all about school tours. We've talked about the importance that you play. Now we're going to ask you to practice. So we're going to have you break out. First thing we want you to do is partner up with a co-teacher. It can be someone in the same age group as you or someone from a different age group. Either is fine. Go into your classroom and complete the classroom tours Let's Practice sheet. Each of you should have one. After you complete practicing your tours from the prompts that are on that sheet, please also complete your center tour survey. Like I mentioned before, some of you are going to be really comfortable giving center tours or participating in them, and some of you might not. And so for your management to involve you to your comfort level, we want to be able to have that survey completed. See you back here in just a little bit. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. How did it go? Did you have fun? I hope that you took this time to practice gaining some of that confidence with a co-teacher that you're comfortable with in showing off that classroom, completing the sheet, doing some of those scenarios that we gave you, just to gain that confidence. So the next time that tour comes into your classroom, you're ready to go. It's going to get easier over time, but your center directors and school leadership will be working with you. You'll have more opportunity during those school tours, and it's an exciting thing to be able to show off your room to the students that are going to be enjoying it with you each and every day. Now we're going to head in to talk a little bit more about the additional impacts you have on the parent experience.
Make the child's first day a great day. Be prepared to welcome the child. Do they have a locker? Do they have a picture on their locker? Are they set up in ProCare? Do they have a profile in ProCare? Are there other labels that you want to be able to ensure that you are ready and set for them? Welcome them with excitement. As they walk into the classroom, smile. Show them that you are glad they're there. And not only welcoming the child, but make sure you also have an opportunity to welcome the parent. They are a very important part of the partnership also.
Many times when we think of a child's first day, we think of it as their first day at the school, but we can't forget about transitions. As a teacher within the classroom, you will be welcoming children for their first day in your classroom throughout the year. So it's important to make sure that you are just as ready for their transition as you would be if they were a brand new child within the school. Be prepared. Make sure you have all those labels updated. Make sure you're gathering copies of their information, including anything regarding allergies or food preferences, medications. Create that welcome sign, add that child's name to the birthday board, collect the family picture from the previous classroom, and meet with the previous teachers to gain the knowledge and expertise you need to make sure that child's successful in your room. It's important to connect with those parents, ask questions from them, allow them to ask you questions as the new teacher, and stay organized. One of the things that we have as a reference or resource for you is the Transition Preparation Checklist for Teachers. You'll see a screenshot here, and you can also find it on WeConnect to access at any time.
Communication is key. All communication with families impacts their experience on a daily basis. There are 3 ways you can communicate with families: in person, ProCare, and tough conversations. We will be highlighting each of these areas over the next few slides.
The first form of communication we're going to talk about is in-person communication or face-to-face communication. This is without a doubt one of the most important and can be one of the most challenging forms of communication that you're going to have with parents. One of the reasons why it can be challenging is that it is a busy time of day. Drop-off and pickup is usually a time where you, as a teacher within the classroom, or even as school leadership, are busy serving breakfast, helping with transitions. Maybe it's the end of the day and the kids are tired. They're kind of doing that free play at that time and they're needing some of your attention. Make sure to utilize your time wisely. Even if you're busy, wave, smile, ask a question, acknowledge that child's arrival or departure for the day. Remember that your body language matters. It's eye contact, it's posture, it's smiling, making sure that you have that with the parent even if you're busy. Communication statistics that I want to talk a little bit about. So there's 3 channels that you use when you're sending an in-person message. Verbal, so what you say. Your voice, so how you say it, your tone. And then, like I mentioned, your body language. So make sure you're aware of each of these as you communicate with parents in that in-person communication. Also, creating strong in-person communication is going to improve your relationships with families. Strong relationships make communicating easier, especially if you're having to communicate any tough daily updates.
ProCare communication. Use ProCare regularly to increase the lines of communication all day long. Parents, grandparents love to see what's happening in the classroom throughout the day. It's share as many fun classroom updates as you can. The messy ones, the ones where they're playing with friends. Make sure you highlight what's happening in the classroom. Share photos of the child having fun throughout the day. Ask questions or respond to questions through ProCare. And of course, communicate classroom needs or reminders. As guidelines that you can see posted here, some of these are really important. The first and foremost one is bottle and separate meals. As a young infant, parents are really going to want to know everything that goes in and comes out, and also when the child gets older and is eating meals, what are they eating? How did they eat today? Parents want to stay in tune to that. Learning, of course, enter at least one special activity for morning and for afternoon. Do group time. Show sometimes when you're in group time, you're reading a book. When the child's off reading his or her own book, be in cue to those wonderful learning opportunities. Focus in on all those learning activities that are happening. The bathroom, also, as I already stated, diapers will want to know if there are wet ones, if there are BMs, how many, how often, and as the child gets older and we're potty training them, of course, the parents are going to want to know that. Photos, if possible, post at least 3 photos per day. That is easier in the infant room, I know, because once you become when you're a toddler teacher or a preschool teacher, you're spending more time interacting with the children. It's hard to take photos. But again, whenever you have an opportunity, take some photos and send to the parents. Nap time. Be accurate when documenting nap times. And remember, if a child does not nap, enter that they rested quietly for 30 minutes and then they are able to get up from the cot. Any messages the parents may be sending you or you may want to send to them, again, make sure you do it in a timely manner. But remember, caring for the children is your first priority. Make sure you proofread for any grammatical errors. Notes. Communicate the needs that child may have through the notes section. Do they need diapers? Do they need an extra set of clothing? And also, if it's water day, make sure you encourage the parents to bring a swimsuit and a towel. You don't want that child to be sad. And then last, but probably the most important, is the name to face. And you need to do name to face every time you leave or enter your classroom with the children in your care. Please use the spot check every time you use this entry.
There are going to be a lot of different things that you communicate with families about, and one of those is challenging topics at times. Hopefully this isn't something that you're having to have a conversation with a parent on a regular basis about, but it is something that each one of you is going to have to face. So as we're looking at that, some of the things that you may have to talk with them about: challenging behaviors, biting, maybe hitting, playing rough with others. It's really important to utilize that in-person, connect with your school leadership if you need support on that, but making sure that you communicate these things and have confidence in doing so. Another thing you may have to communicate that's challenging are tough days. Maybe the child seems off that day. They're more emotional than they normally are. Maybe they're really good eaters on a regular, but aren't eating quite as much. Maybe they just seem tired or just acting off that day. These are important things to communicate with families. Maybe it's a sign that that child isn't feeling very well. Maybe it's a sign that there's something going on at home that's impacting the child's day. Talk with parents about those things. We've talked a lot about how we communicate with parents, but parents are also going to be communicating to us. And sometimes that communication from parents can be challenging. Maybe parents are coming to you with concerns regarding their child. So they're sharing concerns with you about their child's experience in your classroom. Maybe the child came home and talked negatively about another friend. Maybe they're coming home with a diaper rash. Maybe there's, less eating happening, or they're not getting as many ProCare updates as they'd like. It can range, but they might be coming to you with that. So being prepared to have open conversations with them with the intent of resolution. They might also be coming to you with concerns regarding another child. Maybe they see a child within the classroom acting a certain way, or maybe their child is talking about another kid making unsafe choices. They may be coming to you about that. So it's important to maintain confidentiality and professionalism if and when that happens, and also make sure that you are working with your school leadership on addressing any issues that may be happening in the room to support all the children within your care.
Practice and discuss. It's breakout time. I would like you to partner up with a different coworker this time. Find a spot within the classroom, find the parent communication, and let's practice all the things that Kat and I have shared with you in the past few minutes. We will see you soon.
Welcome back. How was it? Did you guys have fun going through some of the scenarios we provided you? Again, parent communication is essential, but it can be challenging. So keep practicing. Know that as you communicate more, the easier it's going to get. Even though in-person communication might not be all of your favorites, it is the one that forms strong relationships with parents and makes communicating some of those challenging things a little bit easier. So make sure you're taking advantage of that drop-off and pickup time. All right, let's review some of the things that we talked about today. First, school tours. Whether you're part of school management or within our classrooms, you have an essential role within our school tour experience for families. Make sure you make that connection. Make sure the family is comfortable. Get to know what they're looking for and answer their questions. That initial relationship that you form with them will be so important as they join you. Importance of a name. Belonging starts with a name. Know how to pronounce the children's name in your classroom. Know how to pronounce and call the parents by name. First day impact. Whether the child has their first day at New Horizon in your classroom, or maybe they're transitioning into your program, make that connection. Have the classroom ready for them. Make sure that birthday board is updated. Make sure that name is on the locker. Make sure you have that welcome sign up. That first day experience is going to make a world of impact on that child's experience and the relationship you have with the family going forward. And the stronger the relationship, the easier that communication is going to be, whether it's in person, whether it's through our ProCare, or whether it's about tough conversations. Communication is essential throughout the time that the children are within your room.
Hi, thanks for joining us today. I hope you've enjoyed Kat and my presentation, and I hope that you found what we had to share useful. You will find some resources of ProCare guidelines, the first day in transition checklist on WeConnect. Please refer to them, and again, don't hesitate to reach out to either one of us.
Absolutely, and don't forget to turn in your school tour worksheet and survey that we provided you to your school leadership so that we can make sure that we're including you in our school tours on a regular. We appreciate all that you do. Thanks for being here today, and we'll see you again soon.